Fab's 9-month net profit hits $2.97 billion, and Saudi warns the U.S. over its emergency reserve oil release. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Fab saw a group net profit of $2.97 billion for the first 9 months of 2022, up 19% year-on-year. Total income reached $4.9 billion, up 13% year-on-year, driven by 18% growth in net interest income. Total income for the 9-month period includes the $844 million net gain on the sale of its stake in Magnati. For Q3, group net profit reached $789.4 million, 12% quarter-on-quarter rise, excluding gains from the Q2 sale of its stake in Magnati. Saudi Energy Minister Abdulaziz bin Salman says some countries are using their emergency oil reserves to manipulate markets when their purpose should be to address supply shortages. He warned that losing emergency stock may become painful in the months to come. It follows America's plans to release a further 15 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Reserve to dampen high gasoline prices ahead of midterm elections. With this, the U.S. Reserve will drop below 400 million barrels, its lowest level since 1984. Deutsche Bank posted a better-than-expected 475% jump in Q3 profit as investment banking revenues rose despite a slump in deal-making. Net profit attributable to shareholders was $1.11 billion. That compares with profit of $193 million a year earlier, and it's better than analysts' expectations for profit of around $831 million. It was the 9th consecutive quarter of profit, a considerable streak after years of losses. MercedesBenz saw Q3 earnings at $5.18 billion. Group revenue in Q3 was up by a fifth to $37.53 billion, with adjusted returns of 14.5% for the cars division and 12.7% at Mercedes-Benz Vans. Mercedes-Benz Vans now expects returns of 9 to 11% from 8 to 10% previously, after seeing sales rise to 104,000 vehicles in Q3 from 88,000 last year. Electric van sales are up by a third so far this year. Microsoft posted an 11% rise in revenues to $50.1 billion, beating the $49.61 billion analysts expected in its latest quarterly earnings. Earnings per share of $2.35 also topped Refinitiv estimates, despite net income dropping 14% to $17.6 billion. Analysts were worried about Microsoft's ability to maintain its forecast for the year on the back of a slowdown in the PC market and the strong dollar. Alphabet reported Q3 revenues and earnings that missed analysts' estimates, tanking its stock in after-hours trade by nearly 6%. Despite increasing 6% year-on-year, Alphabet's $69.1 billion revenues came in below Refinitiv expectations of $70.58 billion. Earnings per share for the quarter was $1.06 against the anticipated $1.25. Alphabet says Q3 results reflect healthy fundamental growth in search and momentum in cloud, while affected by foreign exchange. Elon Musk reportedly told the banks that are partially funding his $44 billion Twitter acquisition that he plans to close the deal by Friday, a deadline set by Delaware state court judge. Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and Barclays are the primary financiers, each committing at least $2.5 billion in debt financing for the deal. The banks will reportedly set aside the cash by Thursday. Musk had until Friday to complete the acquisition, or he would be forced to face Twitter in court. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.